Democratic Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. He's a member of the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, I'd like your reaction to the news that the Republicans actually pulled the Obamacare repeal and replace bill just before the scheduled vote. Go ahead and give me your immediate quick reaction. There's other issues I want to discuss.
Well, Wolf, I think this is good news for the 14 million Americans and tens of thousands of Delawareans who would have lost access to health care almost immediately. I think this Republican repeal and replace plan for the Affordable Care Act collapsed under its own weight because it wasn't thoroughly worked out. They can't force through in just a few weeks what should take years of thorough legislating preparation and hearings to get done, which is a responsible replacement that would fix and repair the Affordable Care Act. Wolf, what we heard today from President Trump was he's beginning to realize that governing is hard. He unfortunately blamed Democrats rather than taking any responsibility for the failure of this signature legislative initiative. And it's frankly important for us to focus on the fact that after 7 years of repealing the Affordable Care Act in the House, but taking no responsibility for it failing to move forward in the Senate, Republicans now should abandon their efforts to repeal the Affordable Care Act, reach across the aisle, and work with us to repair the Affordable Care Act, to mend it, not end it, and to make it something that really can contribute to affordable, quality health care for all Americans.
You also heard the president say politically this is going to be a disaster for the Democrats because Obamacare will be the law of the land. He says this health care law will collapse on its own and Democrats will get all the blame for this. Go ahead and react to what he said.
Well, first, the CBO report that just came out a few weeks ago says that the Affordable Care Act isn't collapsing under its own weight. So I don't think factually that's correct, although there are things the Trump administration may well do to try and accelerate problems and challenges with the Affordable Care Act to force it to be more difficult. Well, there's rulings that the Secretary of Health and Human Services can make that would deny some of the reimbursement standards for insurance, that would remove some of the impact of the mandate. They've already been trying to make changes to the Affordable Care Act that will make it harder for it to survive. But it actually enjoys broader popular support today than at any point in recent years, and it had a fairly strong enrollment period. But, Wolf, I've never said that the Affordable Care Act was perfect. In the last couple of years, I've tried on several occasions to work across the aisle to introduce legislation that could help make it more affordable for small business owners, to reduce some of the reporting burden. I think now we should take a moment, pause, and turn towards each other as parties and try and move past the Republican-only effort to repeal the Affordable Care Act and find a real bipartisan path towards trying to improve it and make it sustainable.
So give me an example of some specific changes to the current law that you would like to see.
Well, I introduced a bill last year but was unable to get Republican co-sponsors that would have expanded the small business tax credit. I've heard many compelling stories here in Delaware, Wolf, of Delawareans whose lives were literally saved by the Affordable Care Act, by the access to health care that they got. But I've also heard disturbing stories from small business owners who weren't able to afford it and ultimately gave up on providing health care to the employees of their medium businesses, their businesses with about 100 employees or so. And I think there's ways we could make that more affordable so that small business owners were supported in their effort to provide a quality, affordable health care to their employees. That's just one example of many.
Well, let's see if there can be some Democratic and Republican cooperation in this area. We shall see. Senator Coons, thanks as usual.
Thank you, Will.